Every time she did a split, I was like, yes! I loved it. Hello, it's Kristen, and today we are talking about Netflix's new dance movie, Work It! This story is about a young woman whose admission to the college of her dreams depends on her performance at a dance competition. So she forms a ragtag group of dancers to take on the best squad in her high school. Now she just needs to learn how to dance. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on Work It. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Is it your favorite new film of 2020? Let me know what you think. So right off the bat, we have to talk about this cast. There are so many talented young actors in this. Sabrina Carpenter, Liza Koshy, Jordan Fisher, Keiynan Lonsdale. And what I really love is that they got people that actually can dance, that are really, really talented in multiple areas. You know, a lot of them can sing as well. I definitely think this is a cast of must-watch rising stars. Liza Koshy in particular, I was really impressed with. We've seen her dancing on TikTok, on YouTube, and you know, she just does it for fun, but this is actually her first professional dancing role, and she killed it. Every time she did a split, I was like, yes! I loved it. And I just think her natural humor and talent came out in this. It was a really good role for her. Sabrina Carpenter plays a character who's very type A, very wound tight, and over time we really get to see her let loose with this dancing. And I think the physical transformation was really apparent throughout the film. Sabrina Carpenter has to start out really downplaying her own skills and kind of being awkward and trying to be a bad dancer, and over time we really get to see her grow. Even in the outfits and the hairstyling for her role, they start out with her very like button-down shirts, her hair back, and as the film goes on, her hair physically gets let down as she starts to loosen up. And while they do keep her style, they do start to add some like more relaxed items, or even taking her original very button-down look and cutting it into a crop top to kind of keep her style but show that she's changed. And then when we get to that big performance at the end, you know, she really gets to show off her skills. And I think that the way that they showed her progression over the course of the film was well done in a way that it felt like they slowly went about those changes, and it wasn't very abrupt, like all of a sudden their first performance she's an amazing dancer. No, she still wasn't very good, but over time you really got to see her transformation to become a better dancer and a better friend and a more open and relaxed person. Jordan Fisher also killed it with his dance moves. He did a great job in this. I think he and Sabrina Carpenter looked like they were having a lot of fun together, and they had a lot of chemistry, especially in their little duet dances together. And Keiynan Lonsdale, I was so excited to see him dancing again. The last time that I remember him dancing in a project was for Dance Academy, which is an Australian show that I first discovered him in, and I loved that show. And since then he's really blown up in his career, and this feels like a little bit of a different role for him compared to what he's done recently with like The Flash and Love, Simon and Divergent. But honestly, it really reminded me a bit of his character in Dance Academy, someone who's a bit egotistical, who can be seen as a jerk at times, but really he's just very ambitious. And then over time that wall does break down and he does become friendly with our main characters. And I felt like it was a bit of a similar type of role, and I really appreciated it because that to me was like a great throwback, and he was bringing the moves. I loved how our main character seemed to also go on an arc. Like I said, Sabrina Carpenter's character changed a lot. Liza Koshy's character got to achieve her goal of being seen by a big dance academy. Jordan Fisher's character got back into dance after an injury. And Keiynan Lonsdale's character went from being their enemy to being more of a frenemy, and I could definitely see him working together with them in a future sequel. And something else that I really thought was cool about this story, which we see Keiynan and Sabrina's characters go through, is this idea of having a goal of where you want to be and then not actually achieving that, and instead realizing that there are other options and that you don't need to settle or change who you are to achieve that and find a place where you really belong. And I have to say, taking a step back and looking at these lead characters, this is a pretty diverse group of people to lead a dance movie, which I think is really awesome. The fact that our most talented dancers in this film are 2 black men and an Indian woman are so cool. We really got to see the people of color in this film be shown as really, really talented and creative dancers. When it comes to the story itself, I don't think that this was like a groundbreaking, never been done before type of story, but it was fun, it was entertaining, it was enjoyable. I think the dancing was really the standout here. Everyone was killing it. I loved the little mini dance battles that they would do, or the little side duets that they would do, in addition to the big performances as well. I will say, for the humor, there was a lot of funny moments. Some of it didn't fully land, but I think overall this was a fun, entertaining film. On the opposite side, I will say though that it felt a little bit sort of like Pitch Perfect to me, in that there are certain characters that are main characters, like the 4 that I've already talked about, and then everyone else, they kind of gave them a little bit more of like a stereotypical background dancer role. So they didn't really dive very deeply into those characters. Maybe that's not important, but I did feel like it would have been more impactful, at least for our main group, the TBDs, to have a little bit more going on with some of those other dancers, just so that the group itself really felt more like a family. I think that they felt more like background than an actual part of the dance troupe. When it comes down to it, I really had a lot of fun watching Work It. The fact that they have so many diverse, young, talented people in this film was awesome. A lot of people that I think are rising stars that would attract people to watch this film. People that are very talented in dance, in music, in acting. This to me was a very star-studded young cast for a young adult film. And it was exciting. Like, the whole time I felt like the energy of just like the dancing and the friendship and the humor, and even the way that this film ended, where everyone's sort of on really good terms. A lot of these characters look like they'll be going off to New York for college, makes me think that maybe there's a potential for a sequel, and honestly, I would watch it. Let's just say all 4 of them go to New York. They could definitely make a really interesting second film. Maybe they could unite all 4 of them and have them competing against some New York dancers in some other type of competition. You know, like, I definitely think that this film has the potential to be like a dance Pitch Perfect, where they could continue making sequels. I think that they definitely have the star power. I think they definitely have the talent. And like I said, I think that the way that this film ends definitely opens it up for them to do a little bit more. I just really enjoyed this movie. I'm definitely the target audience. I love a cheesy dance movie with really, really talented people and awesome, epic dance performances. So if you're like me, I think you'll like this as well. And if you like this one, you can check out more of my Netflix reviews right over here, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya!